Saw Biggie pull out a gun on Lil Kim?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What was that about?
I mean, Big was for real. You know?
No. We need to know what that was about, brother. Yo, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? And welcome to Fame Report. Okay, today we got a juicy topic. Okay, we got Lil Kim reveals how Diddy helped Notorious B.I.G. abuse her. Oh my goodness. These topics get crazier and crazier. Shout out to Trini T, okay? Trini T is really spilling that tea out there, okay? Love the channel. And yeah, let's get right into it.
Beef, but you know, Kim is gonna be an MC. And you know, MCs, when they coming back out, a lot of times they like to talk crazy and do what they do.
Diddy is pure evil. He has a very nasty disposition. He treats everybody like crap. Every single employee he's ever had. He and his mother have looked down on them, belittled them, talked to them like they were the lowest scum on the earth.
Don't get me wrong, it's irritating to see her keep...
Now, hold up. That's new. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard about him and his mother doing that. But back to the video.
Shots at me and not paying homage, and then you're gonna bunch shots at me. That's really irritating, yeah.
But so there were 3 people involved in his murder. I'm calling it a murder. I almost said death, but it's a murder. He got shot like 3 or 4 times. What killed him actually hit him straight in the gut, and that was lover's revenge.
Lil Kim's been through hell and back, and there's someone else to blame. Yep, you guessed it, it's Diddy. Sure, he seemed to be her mentor, but it turns out he was involved in more shady dealing than just helping her boost her career. Fast forward to her rise in the rap game, and Kim's caught up in a whirlwind romance with Biggie. On the surface, it's all lovey-dovey, but behind closed doors, it's a whole different story. From forced abortions to guns being pulled, Kim's lived through some straight-up nightmares. Let's dive into this whole Lil Kim and Diddy drama, because it's wild. Kim's throwing some serious shade at Diddy, saying she's never gonna let bygones be bygones because of what he supposedly did to Biggie. Rewind to over 25 years ago when Biggie, aka Notorious B.I.G, got taken out in '97 after leaving a party in LA. He didn't make it out alive, which shook the entire music scene. People initially chalked it up to the ongoing beef between East Coast and West Coast crews. You had Bad Boy Records repping the East, led by Diddy, and Death Row Records holding it down for the West with Dr. Dre and Suge Knight at the helm. Here's the tea. Biggie was Diddy's golden goose, bringing in mad stacks for Bad Boy. He was the East Coast answer to Tupac, and when Pac got taken out, Biggie became the undisputed kingpin. But when Biggie wanted out, Diddy wasn't having it. Rumor has it Diddy wasn't about to let his cash cow wander off, so he allegedly put a price on Biggie's head. Uncle Ron, Diddy's former bodyguard, spilled the beans.
I don't know if I believe that narrative. Drop in the comments below if you believe that narrative. I don't know if I believe that narrative. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's certainly narratives with Diddy I do believe. But when it comes to that, y'all don't feel like that's a reach? I don't know. Back to the video.
Claiming Diddy, along with Jay-Z, wanted Biggie 6 feet under. He even dropped receipts saying Diddy offered him 30 grand to do the deed.
I was approached by Diddy to perform a hit on one of his artists. Finding out that he wanted all the rights to all his catalogs. I turned him down because I also found out that very night that Biggie had plans of leaving Bad Boy. Biggie should have never been in California to promote an album with a broken fibula bone, who can barely walk. To go to
I don't know. Hold on. I don't mean to keep pausing, y'all, but let me just get this out there. Okay, where is the evidence? Can we get some sort of proof? Get something. Can we get something? Anything? Can we get a text? Are we just supposed to take the man at his word? And I'm not saying a man's word don't mean nothing now. I'm just saying, it will help. It will help a lot. That's all I'm saying. because these is allegations. I like to see evidence, and I don't think I'm the only one. I think y'all want to see evidence too. Back to the video.
Studio. When Diddy has his own studio in New York. Diddy is pure evil. He has a very nasty disposition. He treats everybody like crap. Every single employee he's ever had. He and his mother have looked down on them, belittled them, talked to them like they were the lowest scum on the earth. So he could always have his way.
Gene Deal, another ex-bodyguard of Diddy's, didn't exactly call Diddy out directly, but he made it crystal clear that Diddy's hands weren't clean in this mess. He dropped hints, making it obvious he thinks Diddy was in on Biggie's murder.
You understand that? So only one that has an opportunity and only one that could have done that was somebody from the street team. Do you understand that? And they are put up to do certain things. And when I never knew it myself, and I didn't know it that night, that those stickers was on the car. I didn't know that till years later. But anytime you see any kind of thing like that on a vehicle, on the street sign, on a wall, it comes from the street team. So somebody was put up to do that. But they didn't put it on Puff Car. And those cars was rented. So
all right, I'm not gonna lie, Gene Deal is credible. All right, I'm now Gene Deal, when Gene Deal talking, I'm saying I don't know about, like, why would you want to get rid of your cash cow?
Facing the property. You understand? Somebody got to pay for that. So my whole thing about it is that it was somebody in our crew that wanted them to know that Big was in that vehicle.
Gene spilled some major tea about Biggie trying to bounce from Bad Boy Records. Yep, Biggie wanted out and he wasn't playing.
Shit. He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray?
Tracy Lee.
Tracy Lee and the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million. It comes out to like $62 million. I was like, that's what I said. I was like, damn. I said,
he was gunning
wait a
for
minute,
his
hold
publishing
on, pause. That's wild. That's wild. But again, the problem that I have is with this conspiracy is, why would you want to get rid of your cash cow? Now, 62 million, again, that's, that's great, right? But I'm not seeing it from that angle, right? Because yeah, when the artists pass away, yeah, the royalties definitely go up, but it's still not compared to when they're around, because you got show money, you have touring, you have merchandise, all of that, right? So back to the video. That's my 2 cents. Back to the video.
Rights and trying to stop Diddy from swiping his cash flow. According to Gene, Diddy was straight up robbing Biggie blind, making bank off his talent while leaving him high and dry. Now let's talk about Lil Kim and her beef with Diddy. Back in the day, she and Biggie were tight, like inseparable. They even had a thing going on, despite Biggie being married to Faith Evan. But when Biggie passed, Kim's relationship with Diddy went from bad to non-existent. She held on to that grudge tighter than her mic, and for a while, people thought it was because Diddy worked with Nicki Minaj, her arch rival. But hold up, Kim cleared the air, saying it wasn't just about Nicki. Nope, she straight up accused Diddy of being disloyal and shady AF. She's convinced Diddy knows the truth about Biggie's murder and ain't saying squat because it's all about the Benjamins. Picture this, fans all over vibing to the tunes of Biggie and Lil Kim, thinking they're the ultimate power couple. But things aren't always what they seem. Behind the scenes, it's a whole different vibe. Lil Kim's dealing with some serious stuff, caught in a whirlwind of drama and heartache. See, she's stuck in this messed up cycle of emotional and physical mistreatment, courtesy of her on and off partner. Now let's zoom in on Kim's journey. Growing up in Brooklyn, she's facing some major hurdles, with her mom unable to hold it down and her dad, well, let's just say he's not winning any Dad of the Year awards. Things take a dark turn when Kim starts dating at 13, sneaking around behind her dad's back. But when he catches wind of it, all hell breaks loose. Kim's dealing with some serious verbal and physical aggression, and eventually she's out on her own. Now Lil Kim's out here, bouncing from place to place, crashing on couches, just trying to make it through. And let me tell you, it ain't easy. She's hustling hard, just trying to survive. And yeah, some guys offer her stuff in exchange for, well, you know. Then, out of nowhere, fate throws her a curveball. She crosses paths with a 19-year-old Biggie Smalls on a street corner. Kim decides to show off her skills, busting out an impromptu performance. And guess what? Biggie's totally feeling it. He sees her talent and invites her to join his crew, Junior Mafia. And get this, she's the only girl in the crew. But Kim's got more than just music on her mind. She's also dating this guy named Sean Powell, who's got some serious trouble with the law. He's locked up for robbery, facing 8.5 years behind bars. But Kim's loyal. She sticks by his side, visiting him in prison whenever she can. But let's be real, over time, things start to fizzle out between them. The engagement's called off, and Kim's shifting her focus to her rap career. Meanwhile, sparks are flying between her and Biggie. They're vibing, clicking on a whole other level. But here's the kicker. Biggie's already tied the knot with his high school sweetheart, Jan Jackson. So you know how everyone talks about their time in Junior Mafia and dropping hit after hit? Well, there's more to the story than meets the eye. Turns out their relationship was a hot mess from day one. But here's where it gets crazy. Biggie and Kim start this secret affair that lasts for a whopping 4 years. And get this, he even goes and marries Faith Evans while still sneaking around with Kim. Now imagine being at your ex's wedding when you're still hooking up behind their back. Yeah, Kim did that.
So what we're not about to do, we're not about to throw no dirt on Biggie's name now. Yeah. But Biggie was a player, for sure. For sure. We know that, for sure. Back to the video.
People might call it disrespectful, but hey, loyalty to Biggie ran deep in those circles. But here's the thing, while everyone around them knew what was up, Faith was clueless. She thought they were just work friends. Can you imagine the shock when she found out? In an old interview, Kim spills the tea, revealing that their relationship went way beyond music. She was his friend, his lover, his everything. They were like a match made in heaven, inspiring each other in more ways than one. And poor Faith, she had no idea. No alarm bells ringing, just blissfully unaware of the betrayal happening right under her nose.
You know, when you're not looking for sometimes when you ain't looking for stuff, you just ain't gonna see it. I mean, you know what I mean? I wasn't looking for that to be the case, so I wasn't looking at anything that may have been a clue, because that just was the first thing from my mind. It was a shock, but
First things first, Faith Evans noticed something wasn't right between Biggie and Kim. She spilled the tea in her memoirs, revealing how Biggie would straight up yell at Kim and threaten to kick her out of Junior Mafia. I mean, can you believe he'd treat her like that? Faith even overheard him screaming at Kim one time, saying she ain't special and threatening to replace her with Foxy Brown. Now let's talk about that Get Money video. You know, the one where there's a Faith Evans lookalike strutting her stuff? Well, Faith sets the record straight. She reveals that she was actually asked to be in the video, but she shut that down real quick. She wasn't about to play nice when things were rocky between her and Biggie.
Wasn't speaking to him, so I was like, no, like tell him that, tell him to ask his girlfriend. Like, I was on some, just really how we were dealing with each other at that time. Immature and, stubborn, but at the same time, I was like, why am I going to be in the video?
And get this, the song wasn't even about her, but get this, Faith suspected something was up when Kim threw shade her way, acting all attitudey even though they barely knew each other.
It was a shock, but I think it was more so a shock that the way I even started questioning it was because she got on the radio and was speaking about his and my relationship, which was just uncharacteristic because he didn't really play that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of strange to me. Like, I know he didn't tell. Like, if it, you know what I mean? That just doesn't make sense. Like, if anything, he would be like shutting you down. Like keep, watch your mouth, keep your mouth closed. I don't, that just seemed really strange to me. So I'm like, why would she be talking about our marriage? But it is what it is.
And let me tell you, Faith's suspicions were spot on.
You said that Biggie actually admitted to you that he was having a relationship with Kim, the whole time, like for years.
After I asked him, but I didn't know anything about them for, this is probably at least a year and a half.
Yeah, that's usually how this stuff works, right? What's interesting to me is how he was able to, at least try to hide it, right? But let's see if she knew, right? I want to see if she talks about that. If she knew the whole time. right? Let's see.
After, we were together, so I didn't know anything about them. I didn't even think anything about them, to be quite honest.
Bingo.
She caught Kim and Biggie in bed together on Christmas Eve. Faith didn't hold back, straight up throwing punches at Kim until she realized who she was beating up. Awkward, right? But the drama didn't stop there. Kim got so mad she scratched Faith's car and even threatened to blow her brains out. Yeah, it's as crazy as it sounds. According to Faith, it was love at first sight, or at least that's the story she's sticking to. Then Faith gets pregnant in 96, blissfully unaware that Kim's carrying Biggie's bun in the oven too. Kim actually found out she was pregnant while they were laying down tracks for Hardcore, which totally added to the drama of their already intense situation. But here's the kicker. Kim knew the deal. She knew messing with a married man was a no-go, and she still did it. I already knew the kind of relationship that Biggie and I had, and I knew that having a child was something that couldn't take place, she said in a 1999 interview with The Source. But apparently, Biggie wasn't just mean to Kim. He was downright violent. Jermaine Dupri spilled the beans about Biggie pulling a gun on Kim after she confronted him for sleeping with her cousin.
What you said that you saw Biggie pull out a gun on Lil Kim?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What was that about?
I mean, Big was for real.
No. We need to know what that was about, brother. We need to know why that happened and what that was about. Because that's wild. I ain't never heard of Big doing something like that. And I heard a lot of stories about Big. So, yeah, that's wild. But, guys, we're going to stop it there.